Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, Manage Your Customers Effectively and Efficiently. I am Esmeralda from the Small Business Development Center, and I will be the facilitator for this webinar. I'll be monitoring the chat and the Q&A. So if you have any questions, can you make sure to put it in the Q&A? That way they don't get lost and we answer all of your questions. To get started, if you'd like to put your information in the chat as everyone starts coming in, it would be great to get to know who is joining us here today. So we have Anna, who's going to do a quick overview of the SBDC.
Hi guys, my name is Anna Manier. I'm the counselor with the SBDC and wanted to kind of give you an overview of what we do. Before we start, Maricopa SBDC is part of a national and state network of small business development centers. Our main offer is no fee counseling. Here in Maricopa, we have about 17 counselors spread across the county for easy access to our clients. We're all working virtually still at this time. At the end of the session, we'll discuss how to request our counseling services. We offer no or low cost programs such as the one you're viewing today. We also have a variety of tools available to our clients. We're able to provide these services because we are funded on the federal level by the Small Business Administration, here locally by Maricopa County Community Colleges, and partnering with the Arizona Commerce Authority. To briefly cover our technical assistance, during this challenging time, we continue to assist our clients as they navigate COVID relief funding programs and how to apply for forgiveness now that most of us are in that area. We also help our clients to identify and access lenders, offer financial reviews, marketing assessments, and planning. We have counselors who are experts in almost every field, including manufacturing, technology, commercialization, export, and international trade. Through the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, we also help clients with government contracting support. The Maricopa SBDC has many resources available to our clients, and all at no cost, which if you were to purchase them on your own are quite expensive. You'll see some here. We have Growth Wheel, which is a business development program. Live Plan is for online business planning. It's fantastic to kind of have everything get in one place. Profit Sense is a financial benchmarking data program. And we get market intelligence capabilities through our research arm, the SBDC.net and IBIZ World. You can access these tools, like I said, through your SBDC counselor. I'm going to go ahead and turn it over now to Robert Theobald with the Arizona Commerce Authority to tell you a little bit about what they do. Maybe, hang on.
Anna, you'll need to stop sharing so I can share my screen real quick.
Yes, my cursor's not going over. There we go. Okay. Thanks, guys.
All right. Excellent. Well, thanks for having me here, Anna and Esmeralda. And I'm Robert Theobald, the Small Business Ombudsman and Vice President of Small Business Services for the Arizona Commerce Authority. And we work very closely with the SBDCs across the state. They're a great resource, and I'm glad to be here on this webinar. Just have a couple of slides I want to go through real quick about our small business services. First, the ACA, the Arizona is just home to a lot of businesses, over 500,000 small businesses. And we have some services and programs to help support them. We have our Small Business Boot Camp, our Arizona Innovation Challenge, a Small Business Checklist, the Arizona Manufacturing Extension Partnership, Arizona MVP, Export Tech, AZ Step, and then some talent training with the Workforce Division. But I want to touch on just a couple programs this morning real quick. First, our Small Business Checklist. If you're a small business looking to start, grow, expand, the checklist can help you identify the commonly requested licensing, registration, and compliance needs at the local, state, and federal levels. It's a great no-cost resource. If you've worked with an SBC analyst in the past, they probably guide you to it as well. It is a very popular website to visit. We also have our Small Business Boot Camp and Resource Collective, and this is a program that we started in April of 2020. We do webinars every Tuesday and Thursday morning at 9 a.m. And these webinars are designed to help small businesses return from the COVID crisis stronger than ever. It's a statewide initiative that's supported by community partners. There's no cost to attend. And the great piece is we have, as part of it, a giant content library. We've recorded over about 180 sessions. So there's about 180 different webinars you can go back and review with expert content and listen to them, watch them, download the information, and gain that knowledge. You can also share it with friends and others that might benefit from the different webinars. So great resource, and I've got the link there to access it. Also post that link in the chat here shortly. And then the final thing we started a Small Business Digital Academy. It's a 6-week training class, and it's no cost, and it's to help small business owners scale and improve their online presence and their digital capacity. It's like a 101 level training class. There's a lot of small business out there that digital is just scary to them, or they just don't feel confident with it. And it's to help them feel a bit more confident and understand the new ways to engage in this economy. COVID brought this on faster than a lot of people realized. And so we developed this 6-week program to help businesses with that. We are currently accepting applications for our next cohort. We have 2 different cohorts that are going to start at the same time. But I will post the link to that as well in the chat here in a moment. So I just wanted to share those programs with you, and there's my contact information. Email is the best way to get a hold of me, robert.t@azcommerce.com, or you can get with you if you're working with the SBDC. They can connect you. I know most of the analysts out there. So that's all I've got. With that, we're going to switch over to Samantha Soffici and turn the time over to her so she can start her presentation.
So, thank you, Robert. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Excellent. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining today's presentation. I really appreciate you choosing to spend your time with us to learn more about CRM, or customer relationship management software. So before I get started, just a quick introduction of myself. My name is Samantha Soffici, and I'm an enterprise business consultant at Thryv. And what we do, we are actually one of the few national resource partners of the SBDC. And we're a company that specializes in a software that helps companies before, during, and after the sale. Or in other words, we help companies get the job, manage the job, and then get credit for the job. And today's subject is really interesting because it's really important for all 3 of those aspects. You always need a CRM. So today's presentation is probably going to run at about 30 minutes. It's a shorter presentation, so we'll have some time at the end for any of those questions that you put in the Q&A box as Esmeralda requested. So as I'm going through the presentation, please don't hesitate to just put them in there, and we'll be happy to answer them, or I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my ability at the end of the presentation. So there are 3 sections to today's talk. First, we're going to talk about why invest in a CRM. Then we're going to talk about the basics of a CRM. And then I want to finish off with some best practices and tips that you can walk away with today. So we'll just jump right in. Why invest in a CRM? So there are many reasons why to invest in one, but the first one I want to talk about is because you need it in order to meet the rising expectations of your customers. In the age of Amazon Prime, of one-click shopping, and companies knowing what you want even before you really do, small businesses need to keep up with the customer standard in order to get chosen over your competitors. And here's just some really interesting statistics about how customers' expectations are rising. Jeff Bezos actually came out with a shareholder letter before he retired from Amazon. He shared this shareholder letter recently saying that customers complete 28% of their purchases on Amazon in less than 3 minutes. 50% of purchases are finished in less than 15 minutes total. And research suggests that the typical physical store trip takes about an hour. So kind of comparing online to physical trips. And Amazon saves the typical Prime member 75 hours a year. And they aren't the only ones that are trying to make this customer experience really seamless, really very simple for the customer to make the purchases that they need. Walmart and Target have been making really big efforts to make it as easy as possible to do business with them. So as a small business, even if you aren't in direct competition with these big box stores, you are held to the same standard by customers. And customer relationship management software, or CRM, as I'll call it throughout this presentation, they are tools to organize your contact information and manage your relationship with current and also prospective customers, clients, and also other contacts. They're pretty much kind of like an address book on steroids, the modern version of that old-fashioned Rolodex, but instead of just having, a name, a phone number, and possibly an address, you can also track the products people are interested in, what services they've purchased from your company, the company that they work for, and just so much more. A CRM will help you get the big picture of your contacts and help you know exactly what to talk about the next time you meet or you email someone. CRMs can be used across all departments to ensure that all customer-facing teams are empowered with the right data and to create incredible customer experiences. So I want you to take a second and think about your recent interactions with customers. When you called to get support, did they know your order or after you told them, a couple of key pieces of information? Did you receive an email with suggestions after you searched something specific? Like in my case, I searched for duvet covers, and all of a sudden from Wayfair, I got emails and emails of duvet cover suggestions. Did you have a follow-up call and the salesperson know exactly what you had talked about in previous interactions months before, or even with other people? All of this is controlled by a CRM. So you have to think about the CRM as almost like the heart of your business. All marketing, sales, and customer service interactions should be based off of information in your CRM system. So did your customers go to a recent webinar? Did they click on that email you sent them? When did they last purchase from you or go to the store? What did they buy? All of this is helpful information for you to be able to collaborate better across teams and do business more effectively with your potential and also current customers. So, do any of these problems sound like issues that you're having within your company? Maybe you can't keep organized. Maybe you're swimming in information that you can't keep track of. You think that you're losing businesses because leads keep falling through the cracks. You're wasting time trying to find emails from customers. You're missing appointments and you're not following through with all of your tasks. So organization is a real problem. Maybe it's unclear as to if or how your business is doing or how it's growing. So maybe it's unclear if your business is growing or how it's growing, in what trajectory. Maybe you have no idea if your marketing dollars are actually helping your business. You don't know if your Google AdWords campaigns are profitable because most of the sales close offline. All of those have to do with how clear or unclear you are as to how your business is going. Next is poor customer experience. So maybe your customers have to repeat themselves every single time that they call your business, which is, as a consumer, it's a super annoying thing to do every time that you have an issue. Maybe your team can't collaborate. Maybe you lost a hot lead or a list of leads when an employee left your company, or your sales team has no way of prioritizing their tasks, or you have no way collaborating as a team. Maybe your marketing and your sales team have no way of communicating with each other. And lastly, maybe there's little to no consistency across employees and processes. So each person on your sales team has a different sales process, or there's no consistency in the emails that you send to your leads. So all of these things that I'm mentioning are problems that a properly well-kept CRM can solve. So what are the benefits? If any of these problems rang a bell, then it might be time, like I said, to invest in a CRM. Having a CRM benefits the company in a variety of ways. So while the benefits vary by department or by industry, 4 benefits of a CRM platform affect every single user. And those include, first, a better customer experience. So it's much easier to provide a positive buying experience when you know a lot about your prospects. Seeing at a single glance every blog post, email, ebook that they've opened or read, as well as the key details like maybe their company size, location, vertical, if you're a B2B business, gives you a major leg up. You can personalize your messaging and provide more value from the start. I mean, how nice would it be if you went to get your dog groomed, for example, and they already knew that your dog was allergic to a specific shampoo or you like their haircut in a specific way, even though you're talking to different groomers. It's the little things that really add up to a wonderful customer experience. Next is higher productivity. So with a CRM, you can automate tasks like call and activity logging, reporting, deal creation, and a whole lot more. So, I mean, no one likes to input information in order to track what's going on. So the less time reps or employees are spending on administrative work, the greater number of hours they'll have to get in front of prospects and potential customers. So hopefully your revenue will increase proportionally. Next is increased collaboration. So by having a CRM, it allows for transparency across the company. So if somebody gets sick or goes on vacation or on leave, nothing will slip through the cracks if the CRM was being used properly. So if you have a marketing team, they can see if and how their leads are converting when they're handing them off to sales. And as a supervisor or a manager, you can instantly see the productivity of your team and where you can improve. Essentially, a CRM boosts rep collaboration and also efficiency. And lastly, it'll give you greater insights. So a CRM system helps you go deeper with all of your data and your analytics, your metrics, including those from other sources like social media and also search engines. So when your company is dedicated to maintaining clean data or data free from errors, you can use your CRM platform to collate, tabulate, and organize data, which is then a whole lot easier to interpret with all of the reporting features. This is one of the biggest benefits of a CRM system, and it trickles down to other benefits that become available once you have this really useful data. So companies have taken note of the benefits CRM can bring. And in a recent survey, these are the most common benefits companies are interested in. Notice that the word customer is in the first 3 reasons. Having a CRM gives you the tools necessary to put the customer where they actually should be, which is, the center of the business. So improve customer service, improve customer satisfaction, and improve customer retention, top 3 reasons. And the numbers back up the CRM use as well. So it's been shown that companies that use CRM, and specifically a mobile CRM, so one that your sales reps or you as a business owner can access on, because it's cloud-based, so you can access it on your cell phone when you're on the go. It's shown that companies that use mobile CRMs have an increase in sales. So customers also notice when businesses are putting them first, with customers spending more money with companies that use a CRM system and provides personalized support. But regardless of the specific benefits, any CRM has the goal to improve business relationships with customers through retention and acquisition. Leads become customers, customers become loyal advocates, and everyone has a better experience with your company. So now that we know why it's important to invest in a CRM, let's take a look at the basics behind the software. So here are a few terms that you need to know if you're going to subscribe or sign a contract with a CRM provider. These terms are pretty uniform across across all platforms, but there is some variance. So the important ones here aren't self-explanatory are lead, source, and activity. The rest is you can deduce. You can probably figure it out. So a lead has indicated an interest in your product or your service. They might be a marketing qualified lead or an MQL, meaning they've somehow interacted with your marketing content. For instance, maybe they downloaded an ebook or subscribed to your blog. Or a sales qualified lead, meaning your reps have identified them as a good fit for your product or your service. Next is source. So your leads come from a variety of different sources. That might include things like trade shows, referrals, forums on your website, webinar attendees, social media, etc. Keeping track of your conversions by source and deals won by source helps you hone in on your most effective prospecting channels. So if you notice that you get a ton of leads from your webinars and those actually convert into customers, then you know to maybe spend a little bit more time and a little bit more resources on your webinar strategy. And lastly, any action taken by your salespeople or prospect typically falls under the activity umbrella. This includes things like emails, calls, voicemails, demos, new contact record, an updated field, and also any interactions that they have with your website or sometimes with your social media, depending on your CRM. So 4 main types or functionalities of CRMs. So the CRM business is one of the largest in the software space, and it's growing every single year. So companies have a lot of choices as to which software that they should commit to. But regardless of which one you choose, the same core ideas underpin every single CRM. They're each designed to help you understand your context better and then put that knowledge to work. But we don't need them all to work the same. So some teams just need a quicker way to get in touch with clients. Others need to approach each contact as a project, working for weeks and weeks to get a sale. Some might just need a better way to document interactions, so you don't follow up with the same contact, the day after a colleague did. And others need a software that gives them clarity as to how their marketing campaigns are doing. So kind of to break these 4 down. So first are our conversation CRMs. So these tools are built around conversations with your team has with your customers and your contacts or clients. The CRM will organize every conversation from across the company into the correct context profile. So you can easily see what other people on your team have talked about and refresh yourself on what to say before emailing or calling on a client. Conversation CRMs are like smarter team email apps that turn all of the messy inboxes across your whole company or organization into one organized place that helps stay in touch with the people who matter the most. Next is leads and deals. So at the end of the day, business is business, and moving the needle in sales is what makes paying for a CRM actually worthwhile. So that's why so many CRMs put leads and deals in the front and center of their platform. They're the most popular form of CRM. The CRM helps you log the steps, trace the interactions that lead from the first contact to the finalized deal, and is absolutely crucial for working together in a sales team that otherwise might struggle to know exactly where a deal stands at any given time. It's a project management app for your sales team, kind of built around the context and the next tasks that they need to do in order to get the sale. Third is contact. So sometimes it's human touch that counts the most. So when you know something is important about your customer, for example, their birthday, their current position, or maybe that last meal that they ordered for when you met up for lunch, you'll be much more likely to make a lasting connection. So that's where the context-centric CRM comes in. They help you gather as much information as you can about the people that you're talking to. And lastly, we have marketing CRMs. So marketing CRM software typically includes similar tools to the contact or the lead and deal CRM platforms, but then they also include automated other things like automated workflows to help you, say, for example, send an email to a lead the day after they click on a link, or perhaps they could tag a lead that's interested because they've opened 4 of your emails, notifying your sales team that it's time to actually have a personal touch point with that client. These apps tend to be a bit more expensive than their competitors, but can also help you close the next deal a little bit faster. So these are the 4 basic buckets, but they aren't actually mutually exclusive. You can have a marketing CRM that's also great for context, or you can have a conversation CRM that also lets salespeople record their leads and deals. So how exactly do you go about choosing a proper CRM for your business? Because, like I said, there's a whole lot of options. So the 3 main things that you want to take a look at is support, functionality, and price. First off is support. So it's important when shopping around that you can find a CRM company that will provide things like maybe a free setup, unlimited and dedicated support, and also free integrations. The CRM is going to play a major part in your everyday business, and you want to make sure that if you have a problem, that you will be able to have, to talk to a human in order to actually get it fixed. Functionality. So before shopping around, make a list of your problems, issues, and challenges. What are you trying to solve that you think the CRM is going to help resolve for you? Make sure you're very clear on this list because there are a ton of options and you want something that does everything that you need, both now and hopefully as you grow in the future, but isn't overcomplicated, isn't too much for you and your team. You also want it to be, simple enough that people will actually use it and enjoy using it. And lastly is price. So beware of these really hefty setup fees. Sometimes they disclose it up front, but you need to be really, really clear on the expenses. Also think about what if you have a software in-house? Are they going to charge you for any extra integrations or customizations? Do they charge you to reach out to support? If there's a company that either has a fixed price or a modular price, that would be a huge plus. That way, as a business owner, you know exactly how much you're going to be paying every single month, because some CRMs charge you extra once you reach a limit of clients in your CRM, emails that you sent out, users on the back end, etc. So be aware of the price before you actually commit to a software. And now we can go into best practices and tips. So once you've decided on what or which CRM you're going to adopt, you need to actually use it. So let's take a look at some of the best practices and tips. And just like anything else in business, it's really important to be clear as to what you're expecting to get out of the investment as a tool, whether it's CRM or anything else. So all of your goals should be SMART goals, meaning they should be specific. So what exactly do you want to accomplish? What actions will it take? They need to be measurable. So what data will you use in order to measure this goal? Achievable. How realistic is this goal? Do you have the resources you need to accomplish it? Relevant. So why does this goal even matter? How does it fit into the broader business objective? And it needs to be timely. So when do you want to achieve this goal by? So for example, you don't want to say that you just want to eliminate customer churn. Instead, it should be something like, too many customers leave after one purchase, and repeat customers spend more and cost less than new ones. So we want to increase our customer loyalty. So our goal is to decrease churn by 25%. So it's measurable by the end of next quarter. So it's time bound, measured by our CRM software. So it's achievable. You have what you need. To do so, we will be using our new CRM to improve communication between our sales and our customer support teams. So it's specific and it's also relevant. So 4 common CRM goals that you can set today are, but of course, make them smart or make them very specific and measurable, achievable, relevant, time bound for your specific business. So you can increase customer retention, shorten the sales cycle, sell more, which is, obviously always a plus, and decrease your customer acquisition costs. So with CRM, as with anything else in business, just like creating proper goals, you need to figure out your buyer personas, because you can have amazing content, be consistent on social media, have automated email marketing campaigns, have an amazing product or service, but if you don't have a clear idea as to who your buyer personas are, then you're pretty much selling to an empty room. If you don't know what a buyer persona is a depiction of an ideal customer based on qualitative and quantitative data, market research, and things that we know about our existing customers. So as a business, having a clear buyer persona can not only help your marketing team, but it can also help your sales team tailor their sales pitch, your customer support teams understand the typical challenges, and your product team create better suited products for your ideal customers. And a buyer persona should focus on these broad elements. So professional information, demographics, goals. So why do they want your product? The challenge that you're trying to overcome and how you can help them overcome it. Common objections to buying a product, and how do they consume information or do their research. And why this matters for CRM and in a CRM presentation is because of the buyer's journey. You need to understand your buyer's journey. So you need to map out your customer funnel. Is your target customer someone who needs at least 5 touch points before they make a purchase? Or will they convert with a one-time personalized 30% off coupon? Similarly, you can reach out to them with ads on social media, or do they respond better to in-person, one-on-one marketing initiatives? As your customer base grows, you will have different buyer's journeys for your different customer segments. This is because you have to have different types of customers who interact with your company differently. Imagine the customer journey for a retired teacher who prefers in-person interactions and wants to learn as much as possible about your products. That journey is going to be completely different compared to the journey of a parent of a toddler who works 2 jobs and needs a product to work effortlessly and with as little contact as possible. So you want to research each buyer's journey and dial in on their lives and needs so you can best reach them. And that way you can kind of tailor your CRM and your sales processes and your marketing processes accordingly to this specific buyer's journey. So if CRM software is new territory for you and your team, you have to introduce them to the platform. Once they become acquainted with the platform and how it works, you can establish it as a fundamental organizational tool. You can offer extensive training and assign one or multiple members as the role of your CRM expert. So clear goals and objectives are crucial for CRM adoption. A CRM strategy will only be successful if companies have clarity about what they actually want to achieve. So really, really implementing those smart goals around your buyer personas and your buyer's journeys. You also want to automate the heck out of your CRM processes. So you want your sales and your service reps focused on engaging with customers, not remembering exactly where to track certain data or what to do next with each customer. The system can and should do that for them. So the more the workflow can be automated to guide users to the next best action for each customer, the more users will not only just adopt the CRM, but actually really love the CRM system. It's often the weakest part of CRM implementation, but it's also the most crucial. And one of the greatest advantages of having a CRM system is to analyze customer behavior. A business can learn from a successful strategy and also from a failed one. So with CRM implementation, you want to really make sure that you're using the data, that you're understanding your buyer's journey and your buyer persona so that you can you can automate the processes that need to be automated and make it really easy for you as a business and also your employees. So best practices for your sales reps using your CRM. So first, you want to decide on your key performance indicators or your KPIs. So you want to take a look at monthly sales growth, your sales targets, and also your sales closing ratio. You also want to figure out what you can automate. So reporting, things like calls, emails, meetings per month, sales closing ratio rate, sales rep follow-ups, revenue forecasts, and more. You can automate all of that reporting if your reps are logging everything appropriately. You can also automate data entry. So if you sync your website and your landing pages with your CRM system, every time a new or existing contact fills out a form, chats with a bot, or sends an email, they can automatically input all of that into their contact card on the CRM system. You can also interact with customers the way that they want. So CRMs have many communication tools available, like through social media, through phone, text, and email. Most CRMs record these details, so each rep knows when contacts were last contacted, how, and what the outcome was. And you can actually usually take notes. So if there's a contact that really loves to talk on the phone and absolutely hates text messaging or emails, they can note that down. It can also help them stay organized. So if you use a CRM to its full capacity, most CRMs also allow salespeople to set up task reminders and follow-up reminders so they can get in touch with contacts and also keep up with deals. Best practices for marketing. So first off, use segmentation. So data in your CRM system can help you classify customers and prospects into groups by many different criteria or segments, such as title, industry, size of the business, location, age of the customer, gender, or whatever you find relevant as for your buyer persona for your business. For example, if you own a pet grooming business, kind of continuing that example, it might be beneficial to tag your contacts by the dog breed or what services that they usually ask for. Then once you've grouped your customers and prospects into the defined segments with shared characteristics, you can develop communications and marketing plans and campaigns tailored to each individual segment. You can also create customized communication and marketing cues to consistently deliver relevant, high-value content targeted to the interests of each individual segment. This enables you to build stronger customer relationships and more effectively nurture leads. Next, determine customer value. So every marketer should be using their CRM data to gain a better understanding of the value of each customer. So of each customer. So best customers, mid-level customers, and least best customers, which unfortunately we all have. And then you can also determine which customers are underperforming. This helps you identify those mid-level customers that should be buying more based on their industry, their size, or similarly based customer profiles. And you can avoid wasting sales and marketing resources on those least best customers who buy rarely or in low volume. You can also sync your CRM with your website and your landing pages, as I mentioned earlier. So you can learn a lot from studying user behavior on your website. Imagine one of your contacts views your pricing page 3 times in a day, but then soon forgets about your products and then continues researching competitors. By contrast, imagine if you've set up a CRM to send an automatic follow-up email to users who repeatedly visited your pricing page. Now, just several minutes after your prospect reads about your pricing, they actually receive an email from a friendly sales rep asking if they would like to learn more, if they want to book a demo, or etc., whatever your sales process looks like. And lastly, on this point, behavioral data serves another purpose too. It helps you understand which components of your campaigns are working and which aren't. So you can study your bounce rates, your average session time, your click-through rates, page views, and pages per session to identify opportunities and also opportunities for improvement. And lastly, and I know this is kind of a common theme throughout the presentation, is automate what you can. So most CRMs have a degree of automation capabilities, whether it's email marketing automation or to send reminders to your sales team to follow up with specific prospects, or even like send reminders to your customers about an upcoming appointment. Just study the automation features of your CRM and automate what you can, what makes sense for your business. But no matter what, keep it clean. So no one wants to spend all day mining through contacts, but the truth is, any information in your database that is incorrect is going to hurt your sales team and your campaigns as they send, and any campaigns they send out far more than it can help. So because bad data can result in missing opportunities, negative brand perception, optimization roadblocks, and also wasted time, which is never good. So if you have a CRM, but it isn't the cleanest, the first thing you should do is to try to find those pesky duplicates. Find them and merge the contacts so they aren't receiving the same email into different email inboxes, for example. Next, delete the junk. So of course, all of your active leads and current customers you'll keep safe, but what about those contacts that haven't had any activity in a long time? What about outdated data? Determine how long of a period can be your trigger to delete a contact. After that, take a scroll through your unsubscribed list. Go ahead and make sure that they are out of your system as well. No one wants to be badgered after requesting to no longer receive a contact from a specific company. And actually, that's kind of illegal. And then once that's done, there's a good chance that the majority of the cleaning is complete. Moving forward, try to stop duplicates at the source, limit admin access, and create a standard to make sure that you can maintain your CRM. Do monthly reviews or quarterly checks to make sure that there aren't any bad records, missing data, or overlooked notes on a contact. And with all of that in mind, when researching the many CRMs out there, keep in mind that Thryv is one of those many solutions. We are a full CRM system with the capability of managing your social media, create automated campaigns, receive payments, and even send email and text messages. And as a national resource partner, if you go through this specific landing page, so the thryv.com/SBDC, you will receive a free 0 commitment demo of the software and then 20% off your first year if you decide to move forward with us. So with that, thank you so much for joining today. I hope you were able to walk away with some actionable takeaways about CRM. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in that Q&A box. We have about 15 minutes. If not, or if you're hesitant to put it in the Q&A box, feel free to shoot me an email, give me a call, or add me on LinkedIn. If you have any specific questions about CRM or about Thryv, I'm always happy and available to help. So yeah, thanks for having me.
So Samantha, we did have a few questions. So the first one was, I have a manufacturing business, and in the ancient past, there were CRM programs that were integrated with accounting and ERP system, usually by industry. Are there programs that integrate for small businesses? I usually use QuickBooks Enterprise, but it is not robust enough for manufacturing, and I will need a new system in the near future.
Yes. Yes. So for example, Thryv, we have an app market so we integrate with things outside of the Thryv system, like QuickBooks, both desktop and online. We also integrate with SurveyMonkey, the email, Constant Contact, and various others that are not coming to my mind right now. Yext is another one, and we have a whole a whole app market for that, but I know that we're not the only ones, that there are other CRM systems that do integrate with other applications. You just need to do your research and see which ones. Oh,
All
sorry.
right, thank you. The next question is, are there voice transcription options for recording customer interactions to make it easy on the rep?
I believe so. I haven't used any of them. What we use internally, at least, is Sales Loft, and that records the conversation, but it doesn't transcribe it. But I know that I believe there are programs and softwares out there that does do that. I just haven't come across any.
All right, thank you. And the next question we have is, do we need to be an SBDC client to get the discount, or is attending this webinar enough?
Yeah, attending this webinar is enough because you did it through SBDC or its partners. So you would be able to get the 20% off.
All right, so it seems that we don't have any more questions. Thank you. Anna, if you could pull up your screen, please.
I'll stop sharing.
Thank you.
Hello, thank you so much, Samantha. That was amazing. As always, you have such great energy. I absolutely love it, and tons of information that is valuable to anyone who's on this call. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the counseling services we offer here at the SBDC. Again, I'm going to tell you they are no cost, which is unbelievable. And we hate to say it, but we do say it. We are one of the best kept secrets for small business. You have access to these amazing counselors. When you fill out this link here, and I'm sure Esmeralda can put it in the chat for us too, you'll then be connected with a counselor. Oops, sorry. And you'll be the center assigns counselors based on your needs, right? So we have people, I focus on our hospitality restaurant clients, we have people in manufacturing, people that are experts in getting funding. So you will be matched according to what you say your needs are. You'll then meet with your counselor for the initial counseling session to go over our expectations of you and yours of us and see exactly what those needs are for you. And then we'll have follow-on sessions. Our counselors meet with their clients at least every 60 days to check in and see how things are going and help track your business goals. We have upcoming webinars just like this. I'm sure there'll be another link posted for this as well. Upcoming tomorrow is Trademark Basics at 9 a.m. We have a smart credit strategy for small business owners coming up on Tuesday the 14th, an SBIR overview on September 16th, a Grow with Google, making your website work for you, which can maybe integrate into some of the stuff Samantha's talked about today. That'll be on September 28th, and then building small business value. So strategies for a successful sale or succession of your business, which is some things people don't think about. If you're not planning on doing it right now, it's a great time to plan. So when you are ready, everything is in place. So thank you all so much. Samantha, thank you again for your time, and everyone who is here on the call, please visit the links that have been posted and set up your counseling sessions or attend a future event. Esmeralda, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you, Anna, and thank you so much, Samantha, for your presentation. And thank everyone else for attending today. So once the webinar ends, there will be a survey. If you could please give us some feedback, it'll be helpful for us so we can help you. I'll also be following up with an email within 24 to 48 hours with a link to today's recording and a PDF of the slides. But yes, if you have any questions, please let us know. And once again, thank you all for joining us today. I hope you all have a nice day. Bye-bye.